Hello, my name is Trydar. Welcome to part 3 of the Leaning Tower of Pisa tutorial. Let's pick up right where we left off. So, last time we had finished off this phase here, which is most of the base structure, and we're now getting ready to start building a series of 6 colonnades. So I'm going to try and start here at about the same point on the building, roughly above the doorway. Right here. And I'll continue using the carpets to give you an accurate count of everything. But for the most part, we want to start out by doing some upside down stairs here, and then a bit of downright, and then mostly cobble. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're bending our stairs around like so. And then behind here, you can see that if you want to, in other words, if you're building this building as a shell to save some materials, you can leave all this behind here hollow. And we're only going to need to, I think we're just extending up the interior here by 1 block, as you can see. For this, I think once we get to a certain height, it's going to start doing the same bending over pattern. We've now built enough of that to where you can see after it gets to a certain height, the whole cylinder will just shift over to replicate the leaning portion of the interior. Of course, you can just build the exterior shell and not bother with that at all if you want to. If you want to use your building as perhaps a shell or a mob farm or something, passive mob farm, you can do that. Here, let me take a look from below. We're building out these arches on the back, like we've been doing, just at 1 block level higher up. Right here. Just a little bit of diorite on the front, and then cobblestone to cover the top of that. Here, back to the upside down stairs. Just want to wrap those around like so. And here now we are putting in the lowermost portions of the colonnade. So below here we've used the 2x2 thickness of Corinthian columns, but now for the rest of the building we're going to be doing the 1x1. And for the basis of those, we have just some cobblestone down here. And then once we get up to a higher block level, we're going to start adding in the columns, except in some places they're going to be, of course, going to be leaning over. Most times they go up straight, but in some sections they will have to be leaning over. So here, of course, we're just putting stone brick slabs right here, just along the front edge. This should be on top of the upside down stairs that you've already placed from the previous phase. Like so, till we get back here, and then I'll count out this cobblestone behind here. Like so, just a big diagonal until we get to that side there, and then we want to go around and place 5 block crosses of cobblestone in these positions here. I'll just show you that from the top down. You can use the stone brick slabs that you've already placed to guide you in placing these. All right. Let's go on to the next phase. Try and start at about the same place. Right around here, where of course we want to place stone brick slabs again on top of the upside down stairs that we placed. And then we have to shift up a block level. and start placing more upside down stairs here. We're just a little ways around the building. Count that there. And then, of course, we're back to the diorite. For the most part, we're placing these just directly on top of what we placed previously. It'd be pretty easy just to swing around the back and do that. Then back to diorite for a bit, and then back to the upside down stairs here. Like so, and then of course we have a bit more stone brick slabs right here. These go on top of the stone brick stairs that you placed in the last phase. Wrap them around the edge there, and then behind that, of course, we have some columns, rather some column bases. Let's first go around and put in the cobblestone wall of the building. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that will bring us back around here. And then from this point here, we can take a look at the additional column bases we need to place with the cobblestone right here. And then on top of the bases we already placed, we want to go around and place right side up stone brick stairs on all the 4 of them, and then just have a block of cobblestone in the middle there. And this one fell on an edge, so we have just 2 stairs here and then 2 more blocks of cobble behind that. All right, next phase. Get aligned at the doorway here. So we want to place more stairs here for column bases on the cobblestone we just placed. Like so, we've got 2 stairs here and then a bit of cobble. And then here, as you can see, we are placing yet more slabs. I think those are slabs, yeah. Slabs on top of the upside down stone brick stairs. And then over here, it's back to the stairs. Then just a straight run of diorite on top of what you've already placed. Bend that around and then back to cobble for a little while, and then back to the diorite. And now back to the stone brick stairs. Wrapping those around there. And then, of course, we have slabs again on top of the stairs we previously placed. Let's go ahead and place the cobble behind that, though. And then here, this should just go on top of the cobble you've already placed. And then it wraps back around to this point here. So if we get a little altitude, we can look back at the previous phases, and as you can see, remember, the tower is leaning in this direction here. So the lowest most portions of the layers of the colonnade and everything, of course, appear first on this point, and then a little bit more there, and then they slowly get sliced off as we hang around to the back. So as you can see, we started with just that little portion there, and then all the way back to this portion here, and we're now back to there, and of course we'll be moving on and on for that as we go. But it does make all the description for this a little bit more difficult than an average building because everything, since it got bent over, is non-symmetrical. If we just leave this for a moment and take a look at the straight version over here, you can of course see that all the columns would typically start on the right level or just on a flat level, like so. And then, of course, the description for that would be easy because all I would have to do is just tell you to stack it straight up for 6 blocks. After we did that, but of course, on the leaning variant, which I presume most of you want to build, we have to slow down because everything's quite a lot different. All right, so let's get back here over our doorway. We want to place, of course, the rest of the column base here like so, with the stairs and everything. Half of a column base here with the stairs and then cobblestone again. The stone brick slabs and the cobblestone behind that. Here, as you can see, you can go ahead and place 6 blocks of diorite for the column base. And then more column bases here. Looks like, I wonder if this should be, well, I mean, I guess that should be cobblestone, but 2 stone brick stairs behind that. 4 for those, and then none for these remaining 2. All right, so let's start here at this front-facing column. It's roughly over our doorway. So you want to place a block of diorite there, and then 2 more, and then stone brick stairs behind that, and then 2 more complete column bases here. Stone brick slabs on top of these stairs, and then 2 column bases behind that. And I think we can start here with our stone brick stairs, and then wrap that all the way around. And then back to cobblestone, and then diorite. And then back here to the stone brick stairs. And then let's continue on around here with the cobblestone. Most of that have 2s and 3s and 1s, so I'm not going to count those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we can see it's overhanging now by just a little bit. Like so. You can also see some of our columns are bent out of shape as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right there. Let's go back around to back around here, where we have to place 2 more cobblestone column bases. And then 2 sets of stairs here. A couple of blocks of diorite here, but as you can see, they're, of course, leaning off their column bases entirely. Typically, they would go there. But of course, you know, leaning tower and all, so the diorite has to be shifted over. Just like so. And then here on the diorite we previously placed, we want to shift a block over to the right and place those columns like so. All right, let's go on to this next phase over here. I'm gonna try and get through a complete set of columns today. I think be a good idea. So let's orientate ourselves over the doorway, like so, where we want to place a column block, but shift it over, just like so there, and another one straight over, like this here, and there, and then just on top of these two column bases. And then stone brick stairs here for more column bases. And then here, I think, it's more stone brick slabs on top of the stairs. And then this should make a complete arc now here, back here, for the rest of the upside down stairs here, representing, of course, the cornice on the entablature. Right around there. And then back to slabs on top of the stairs. More column bases here. Some of them are getting shifted over and hanging over airspace, like so. Some of the column bases get particularly mangled. We've got a block here leaning off the column base here, two of those. And another block here and there. Another one here. And this one's particularly mangled. You can see it's leaning over this way and then back over this way. Same for this one. And here, these four all share the same pattern. And I think that's the one that we started with. So let's count back from this one here at the front. Because we have quite a bit of overhanging cobble now. So let's count out that. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Didn't count that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course, the block you want to place is already below the red carpet here. And that's what, 7. I just go around and place the red carpet and count out everything. So it's easier for you to see. Let's see, we need to go back here and take a closer look at this section, where we have some column bases and some cobblestone kind of overlapping each other. Right back here. And then we have, never mind this hole here, that should be filled in with cobblestone. It's like a little construction gap mistake that I made. I didn't fill that in all the way. Also on the interior, it looks like we're shifting over the cylinder now at this level. So let's go down here, orientate ourselves at the doorway. Try and go straight up from that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so now that we've gotten to this level here, we can see that the walls aren't going to be nearly as thick as the base sections were. We've gotten past most of that. So as you can see, the interior ring of the tower is going to be substantially less. But as I said, if you're just building this as a shell, you don't have to worry about the interior ring. Just build the exterior ring here behind the colonnade. All right, next phase over here. Let's orientate ourselves. Right position here above the doorway. And we want to start placing our diorite columns. Just like so. These last two leaning off their column bases. And back here we have some very mangled column bases back here. It may be tempting for you to want to put blocks underneath those. But remember, it's the leaning tower. They already have their blocks. They've just been shifted off of them. All right, back here we have some slabs. But they've been shifted off the upside down stairs like we've been placing them. They've been shifted off that and over towards this direction. And then behind those we have more mangled column bases. Land back here. And a closer look. Now, if you do have, blocks that aren't in exactly the right positions, don't worry about it. Because remember, since the entire building was leaned over, everything got quite mangled. So if you have a block off here and there, I don't think it's going to make any difference. Because of the general chaotic pattern that has been made by the blocks with all the shifting and everything. It's one of those builds that you shouldn't focus too much on the details, and as long as it looks good from a distance. Here we have a couple more blocks of diorite, shifted completely off of their column bases, right there. More diorite here. Mostly on top of the previous blocks. I'll just swing slowly around these. And back here to the front. All right, so we need to swing around and take a look here at the outer ring. Only going to be a couple of places like that there where the blocks are shifted. This one's shifted over, and then that one down there is shifted back, like you can see here. I'll just outline this with the carpet so it's more apparent. These pretty much go on the previous phase here along the leaning side. And then of course that brings us back to the front. So you can see the general pattern we're working with. Just like everything from below, the first portions are going to start to emerge over here, and then the last portions are going to be done on the other side of the 45-degree diagonal line if we slice it through the building this way. I'm almost tempted to say that if we did slice this building on 45-degree diagonal, that it would be symmetrical around that line. But I don't think it worked out that way. Just kind of looking at it at a glance here, like this, that's noticeably different from this portion over here. So I don't think it is symmetrical in that way. Even if it was, I don't think that would be very helpful in the rebuilding process. So let's orientate ourselves over the doorway. At the front, back to this column here. And I think this is going to be an easy phase. All we're doing is stacking up diorite and shifting it over on occasion. All these are stacked like so. This one is shifted over. Right here. In fact, I think this is our first full level where we've got nothing but diorite blocks to place back here on the column bases. More diorite here. These just go on top of the previous blocks. Like so, all the way around. Till we get back here to the front. Let's take a look at the cylinder behind here, though. There might be some places where there's some difference. I'm going to try and start behind this our reference column. Right there. This may just be a place where we, well, no, not here at the back. Where it gets shifted over a bit more. You know, like so here. Just on that section there. Otherwise, we would just want to go around and place it all on top. Right there. Like so. I don't think there's any change on the interior. All that just goes straight up by another block level. I think this section here is roughly analogous to probably what? One of those sections over there. Everything's nice and straight over there. We were, if I was only explaining the straight one, we would be doing the tutorial much faster. But because shifting the tower to lean over in this direction made every slice of this building unique, which is one of the reasons why I think this is going to be quite a long series to be able to get this done. But I hope you do find it useful and that the time isn't spent in vain. Start with the columns. Here out front, mark our starter column here. And we want to go around and stack up our diorite. I think in all the sections here, we're just stacking it directly on top of the previous block of diorite, so it's going to be a pretty easy phase for you. So I'll just swing around a little bit quicker. And then behind that, I think the same is probably going to be true for the cobblestone. Let me just swing back around here and show it to you for the sake of completeness, so we can make sure about that. Yep. No changes on the back that I can see. So all the cobblestone just straight on top of the previous phase. Well, that wasn't too bad. Everything straight up on that cobblestone and diorite. Not so for the, well, partially so for the next phase. It's probably going to be the same for the cobblestone. But over here, of course, you can see we have some upside down stairs beginning to emerge on here. These are, of course, the acanthus leaves for our Corinthian capitals. But we want to start with our same column here. So let's orientate ourselves over the doorway. Look straight up and mark it Mark it there. Diorite straight up for the most part. In fact, I think for all of it. I don't see any change in the cobblestone behind this. And then here, let's go around back here to the front, and then go back around this way. So for the capitals, we just want to have upside down cobblestone stairs right here on top of all the columns at this level. Or what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6.5, because we don't have any on the back here. And I didn't see any change to the cobblestone behind that, so that'll be that phase done, and we can move on to the next one. All right, let's orientate ourselves here of the doorway. Back to our same column here, where of course we're putting on the capital for it now. Mark that. Right there. And then 2 more capitals here for that, and then we're just stacking up diorite on the back. I'm not seeing any change to the cobblestone wall behind that. So you can extend that straight up, along with the diorite here for the columns. And then here we of course have, well, let's go back to the front here. And we have again upside down stone brick stairs to represent the last of our acanthus leaves for our Corinthian capitals, just like so. You want to do that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then what, 6.5 again? Yeah, because these stairs are shifted up 2 blocks, like so. And then 2 more capitals, lowermost portions of capitals behind that for these 2. I don't see any change back here for the cobblestone, so we can continue on to this next phase over here. Which, as you can see, we now have mangled diagonal lintels that we need to start building out of cobblestone. So it's gonna be fun. Let's start here over there, our doorway again. Orientate ourselves with our familiar column right here. Mark the back there. Where of course we want to put the rest of the capitals here for 1, 2, and 3 columns. And then stone brick stairs here for 2 columns. I mean, cobblestone here for 2 columns. And then extend the diorite up. Back here, I don't see any change on the cobblestone wall behind this. Looks like it's still going straight up. Right here, let's go back to the start. And then now take a look at this here, where we want to put full blocks of cobblestone, but we want to arrange it in this pattern here. Right there. Let me show you that from the top. And there needs to be one here. And over here, the rest of this capital. And then 2 more complete capitals here. And then 2 partial capitals here. Let's go beneath here for a moment. And take a look at this. As you can see, it's intersecting with the wall, at least in a couple of places, where it's tied into everything. Let me count back this way. For that here, this is all full blocks of cobblestone. For the wall there. And I think if I leave this for a moment, I can show you why that looks so funny. One of these is going to be on. Here it is. So on the straight version, as you can see, you have to connect the columns with lintels to the rest of the structure, like so here, and then we would just roof that over straight with this here, and then cover it all with the cobblestone and everything, till we got to something approximating this pattern here. But of course, since we have the entire thing leaning over, we're going to have to build that in various stages. As you remember, everything appears first down over here. And then it slowly slices in one section there, another one there, another one there, and maybe another one there. I think we can go on to the next phase. Back over here. This is going to be a tough one. So here, let's orientate ourselves over the doorway. Go up and find our particular column. And we can just extend cobblestone straight back there. And then along the front here. Like so. And then I'll go ahead and count out everything. Well, it looks like it's just straight on top. Behind there. 2 capitals here. Half of 2 capitals here. And then a quarter of a capital here. And then just right on top of that. Till we get roughly around back from our starting column. And let's go back to the beginning here, to our reference point. And as you can see here, I'm going to trace around the front with the diorite. It goes pretty much on top of the cobble, like you see here. And then we just want to continue on with the cobble around there. And let's go back over here. We need to get a bit here. As you can see, in the middle of all this cobble, on this lowermost section, you want to be just filling this in with diorite. We'll take a look at it from below right now. So you can see the pattern. It can be kind of confusing and difficult. So let me just pause here over the front and show you the entire thing from a glance from the top down. May take you a little while, but remember, if you get a block off here and there, it's okay. Just keep going. Doesn't have to be too exact. And then behind that, I don't see any changes on the interior with the cylinder. All right, next phase. Let's find our doorway, orientate ourselves. Our column there, and that's where we want to start. So we have diorite at the front here, and then cobble again, right there. We want to connect our cobble to the interior cylinder. Like so there. Over here, then we have 2 capitals, a portion of a capital here, and then a half one here. 2 half capitals here, Well, no, three right there, and then half of one here, and then two half ones. Well, no, another three. Well, no, that's another four. One, two, three, four. And then this is right directly on the other side from our starting column. So let's go back to the start here and go in the other direction. So here we now have some upside down stone brick stairs again, just like we had back down here at this level. You can see that detail is emerging again over here. So I'll trace out where that should go. Behind that, you can just fill it in with cobblestone to aid in the placing of your stairs. Like so here, until we get over to this point where we want to go back to diorite and then back to cobble. And then connect our cobblestone here. And then fill everything else in with diorite. So let's take a look below that. Over there, and let's take a look from below back over here. And I think this here was our starting column. So that brings us back to the front. Whereupon, let me go up to the top here. Whereupon that should finish this phase here. Now, if we were doing the straight one, once we got to this portion here, probably that portion there, I could just tell you to take everything you had done here and stack it up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more times to greatly aid us in shortening the length of the tutorial from my point of view anyway. As you can see, but of course back over here we are confined to doing it one slice at a time because every slice became unique once the tower was shifted over. So I can't tell you to start repeating patterns again. We're going to take the long road around. But unfortunately, I think we are going to probably have to tackle one slice of that per part. That seems like a good starting point, considering I think it's been about 45 minutes so far. So that seems like a good stopping point right along here. So we will pick up next time with this phase here. I hope you are enjoying the tutorial series so far. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.